Hey, right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start by saying, Barak the YAHAWAH, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the YAHAWAH, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the YAHAWAH, Barak the Yahawashi, Ka'alamla YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kokodash, and also double honor to the pastors and the elders, Grand Millstone, and shalom to Yakimai pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kokodash, who happen to be scattered on the four corners of the earth. I'm back here again with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be a quick lesson. It's just going into this local heartbroken after imaginable hunter evaluating bus strategy. And this happened, I want to say happened yesterday. All right, it happened yesterday. And, man, you know, as we know, man, okay, we in a time of judgment. You know, we're in a time where, you know, you got these spirits out there, all right? Okay, you know, but the first precept I'll get is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right, when you go into this, the word cold over there is going into the word cycle. And now this bus driver, you know, when you listen, which I'm gonna play this video, when you listen to it, the dude was, you know, showing off and doing extra things, and you driving a goddamn big ass bus. You know, there's a fucking corner coming up, and you know the road well. Why would you do that? You know, so he was doing all that, but hey, as we know, that's the judgment from Yahawashi, man. Okay, it said because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So, hey, man, like on the wedding day, you driving a big ass bus and you want to do all that, like something must not be wrong. Something must not be wrong with you, okay? To do that, like you would think, you know, this man would have been driving carefully, right? Because you got people on the bus drinking, and you know, so you want to, you know, drive carefully, right? But no, that's not what was in his mind. But we know for sure about these individuals in there who got judged. Hey, man, you wasn't innocent. You know what the fuck you were doing before that. All right, the Mosai, you know, the Mosai had these people in a scope, you know, a scope, all right, they're in, all right, right to the motherfucking head, you know, scope right to the motherfucking head. That's what happened. Job chapter 4, verse 7, remember, pray thee, whoever perished be innocent, right? Or where were the righteous cut off? In the NLT, it says this. Stop and think, do innocent die? When have the upright been destroyed? Never. So these people weren't fucking innocent. You know, they were wicked, man. Okay? They're wicked. Let's go to the book of Psalms here real quick. Is this 7, right? Psalms chapter 7, verse 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. You see, yeah, the Most High is angry with the wicked every day, man. You know, so that's why you see this judgment taking, you know, places left, right. People, you know, being put to death because the Most High is angry with them, all right? And now, like, when you go into it, all right, real quick. Let me play this video and I'll be right back. Okay, let's start here.
Killed and dozens injured in a horror bus crash in the New South Wales Hunter region.
Police have now confirmed the 58-year-old bus driver is under arrest at Cessnock Police Station with charges pending. Let's bring in State Member for Cessnock Clayton Barr and local community member Nikki Ainley. Good morning to you both, and I'm so sorry we're talking in these circumstances. Clayton, we'll go with you first. What was your reaction when you heard the news this morning?
Oh, this is just so incredibly sad. I mean, Greta is a really small community. It's situated on a bit of a triangle between Cessnock, Maitland and Singleton. Emergency service resources on the ground are really quite thin. Obviously, all the fire and rescue New South Wales responders, they're retained firefighters, so they're essentially volunteers from the local community. They were some of the first on scene there, and obviously fairly horrific with, 9 immediate deaths and another one that's died since being taken to hospital, and another 11 people in hospital. So, there's a bunch of emergency service workers out there that are going to put their head down on their pillow at some stage today and need to deal with this, and not to mention the great tragedy for everybody on board the bus who clearly all knew each other. So, they've got significant loss regardless. It's just so sad.
Yeah, and Nikki, obviously being a member of the local community, you're going to feel this just as much as everyone else there. It's really going to impact the whole region. What was your initial reaction when you first heard about it? What have you heard?
Oh, just absolutely tragic. I woke up at around 1 o'clock in the morning to hear the helicopters circling. Got up, was looking around, went outside. There was very thick, heavy fog, but you could see helicopters circling around with spotlights. That's when I realised something was happening. So, check live traffic. That was the first notification. Already the community on social media were interacting and just talking about that clearly this was horrific and something had happened. But like Clayton said, this is a really small community and, we're in the heart of wine country. This is about people sharing their wonderful experiences locally. So to have something like this happen is just absolutely heartbreaking. It's truly tragic.
And Nikki, you know the area. We were seeing shots of the road. I mean, it's used all the time, that road. And as Clayton said, it's sort of the path between the wine areas in Branxton or Greta, Lochinvar, Maitland, Singleton. This is so unusual.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this roundabout, which is the access to the expressway that goes both down to Newcastle and up to the Upper Hunter, it's used on a daily basis for so many of us. Like, we work here between Newcastle and Muswellbrook and Singleton, like you said. So many of us are familiar with this roundabout on and off it every single day. To have something this tragic happen is just, I don't think any of us could have ever imagined it happening.
No, absolutely. And Clayton, we're still obviously trying to piece together exactly what happened. We know that the bus driver is under arrest, some charges pending there. But in the immediate term, what will be done to assist the community from here?
Well, certainly the emergency service workers are getting a lot of support, and my understanding is that family and friends who are turning up to the hospitals, or some of those 18 passengers on the bus that managed to go largely unscathed, they're being supported, and obviously we need to wrap supports around those who are in hospital at the moment and do all we can for those as well. It's just, it was on a roundabout. The bus couldn't have been doing any more than 30 kilometres an hour. It's an incredibly well-lit area. The road surface is terrific. It's just a reminder of how, I guess, fragile our lives are when we're out on the road, really. Simple things, small things.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, the community, they're wrapping its arms around each other because it's just going to be horrific.
Right, so you hear what I do say, right? Well, let's go here. Okay, so it's like here. Because I'll show you some. Just the one.
Rebecca Mullen. Darcy, good evening. The names and faces tonight of the wedding guests who remain unaccounted for after a bus crash. Husband and wife and...
But anyway, I don't want to show, them people. But now they're trying to come back and say the dude, this and this, and I was doing this. It's bullshit, because the first time I heard it's like they said the dude was going insane. Hold up, man. Let me find the video, because I don't want to be lying to anyone.
In the range from 20...
So this is 1 hour ago, right? So listen to this, all right?
Chaotic scenes outside Cessnock local court. Brett Andrew Button's supporters swarmed by cameras and questions as the 58-year-old driver at the centre of the bus tragedy is released on bail.
Spoke with my client. He's happy to be going home. That's all I've got to say.
How's he doing?
He's doing okay in all circumstances.
He wept throughout the proceedings, the judge saying, "I see before me a man who suffers, a suffering shared community-wide."
I think there wouldn't be someone in this town who doesn't know someone on that bus.
It's been a traumatic 24 hours in New South Wales, and I think everybody in the state has been really traumatised by these terrible events.
Police are piecing together what happened in the lead-up to the crash, alleging the driver
entered that roundabout driving in a manner that was inconsistent with the conditions. Obviously, the speed was too quick for him to negotiate that roundabout.
The court heard 10 witnesses have given accounts of prolonged dangerous driving from the 58-year-old behind the wheel, alleging he told passengers, "Fasten your seatbelts," moments before the crash. The bus left Wandon Valley Estate in Lovedale, New South Wales, just after 11 p.m. with 35 passengers on board as it rounded an intersection on Wine Country Drive. It tipped. 9 people died at the scene, another en route to hospital. A mother and daughter, a husband and wife, a local doctor, a cancer survivor among the victims.
You've got people in the range from 20s to 60s, males to females, local and interstate, as you would expect when people travel far and wide for a wedding.
Questions again asked about seatbelts on buses.
My understanding is that it's actually not mandatory.
That's actually not correct.
Okay.
So where seatbelts are supplied, they must be worn.
Trauma centres have been established in 2 neighbouring towns to support the community.
Come for a hug, really. Come on down. We'll be here as long as people need us here.
And the rescue effort's first responders.
This kind of trauma work is essential, it's desperately needed, but it takes a massive toll on those that do it for a living.
As they remember the lives they saved and mourn the ones they couldn't.
Inspector Jim Murphy from New South Wales Fire and Rescue was the second commander on the scene. Jim, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing okay, thanks. It's obviously a very difficult time for myself and others.
So, there you have it. But at the end of the day, man, okay, these people got jacked up for a reason, and, Yahawashi did it, all right? This is the book of Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Men are going out of YAHAWAH. How can a man then understand his own way? So, when this dude, the driver, went and did everything that he did, or the driving, how he caused to take place, hey, man, he was directed by the Most High, Yahawashi. And if this was real, it wasn't set up here, then, guess what? The Most High, guided the whole thing. Jeremiah 10:23, O Yahawah, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in the man that he worketh to direct his steps. That's right. And so the Most High, made sure he made sure that this dude here was, all right, the one for the job. Okay. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9. A man's heart devices his way, but Yahawah directed his steps. So whatever he was doing while he was driving, the Most High made sure, it was done, all right, according to what he wanted to be done, okay? Not to his own accord, man, all right? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 28 or 9, let me see. Sirach chapter 28, no, was it 39? Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pure their force and peace the wrath of him that made him. Okay, so he was one of those spirit that Moses created to bring forth what? Vengeance, okay, destruction, all right, wrath of Yahweh, Bashim Yahawashi, upon the people that the Most High don't want here, man. And that's what this individual did, the bus driver. And the ones who survived, it wasn't their time. The ones who got taken out, it was surely their time. Okay, all right. It's the book of what's up, precept? It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 5. The just Yahawah is in the midst of thereof. He will not do iniquity. So what took place there, it was not iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light, and he faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. All right. In NLT says, but the Lord Yahawah is stood there in the city, and he does no wrong. Day by day he hands down justice, and he does not fail But the wicked know no shame. That's right. Okay, and that's what took place, man. Most High, came and, put a spirit on that individual to bring forth his judgment upon, the people who got taken out, all right? Okay? Most High did it, all right? And it was not wicked. Nobody has ever perished to be innocent, man. All right, you people can go ahead and cry and mourn, this and that. No. They did some wicked shit, okay, in their former life or, or even this life. You said, what, there was a doctor in there? Psst. Man, that's a fucking witch right there, man. Let's be honest, as much as I really don't fuck with them people, that's a witch, and he had to be taken. Okay? He gets all the credit instead of the Most High power, man. Amos 3:6, shall a trumpet blow in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall be an evil in the city, and Yahawah have not done it? Right. That was evil right there in our little town. And guess who did it? Our power, Yahawah, man. Okay? All right? King of terrors did that. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. All right? That was terrible. But guess what? That's what happens. Okay, when you just go ahead and, and be wicked and you just keep going and going and going and, thinking you're running things on your, within your own power, you don't work like that, man, all right? Most of it will get you, no matter what. So with that, man, hopefully this year was edified to you brothers out there and sisters out there. Hey, Shalom.